In 3, 2, 1.
Many know the famous line in Mrs. Doubtfire where Robin Williams holds a lobster above a pot of boiling water and proclaims, "I am not a crook." But what many do not know is this is a real quote from President Nixon regarding his involvement in the Watergate scandals. I'm going to show you that clip now.
To the television audience, I made my mistakes, but in all of my years of public life, I have never profited from public service. I've earned every cent. And in all of my years of public life, I have never obstructed justice. And I think, too, that I can say that in my years of public life, that I welcome this kind of examination, because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got. President, yes.
It is important to know the actions of our past political leaders, especially our presidents, because history often repeats itself. My name is Brittany Powers, and today I want to speak to you about Richard Nixon and the Watergate scandal. You can never know too much about your past political leaders. The year was 1972. And Nixon was up for re-election for his second term. He was desperate to know what was going on within the Democratic offices, and he was willing to do anything to find out. This would eventually lead to his downfall because he was extremely paranoid. On May 28th, he sent a group from his administration into the Democratic offices in the Watergate complex to bug phones and steal files. On June 17th, he again sent a group from his administration into the Democratic offices, only this time they were arrested. On their person, there was files from the Democratic office, as well as wire bugs for the phones and a large sum of money. On June 17th, a reporter named Bob Woodward for the Washington Post agreed to take on the Watergate scandal as an assignment. And on June 20th, an informant named Deep Throat began reporting to Bob Woodward on the actions of the Nixon administration. On August 1st, the Washington Post dropped their first story, and in that story there was evidence that Nixon had transferred a large sum of money, around $25,000, to the bank account of one of the men that was arrested prior for breaking into the Democratic offices in the Watergate complex. During all this time, Nixon proclaimed that he was innocent. And it should be noted that according to Hofbauer, he was a decent diplomat who did lead us out of Vietnam. On August 8th, Nixon resigned after ultimately being found guilty of being involved in the Watergate scandal. He resigned before they could formally impeach him. Only 2 out of 45 of our presidents have ever been impeached, but Nixon came close. In conclusion, Nixon was guilty of criminal activity, and he will not be the last president who is, I am sure. Presidents are not infallible, and they make mistakes and do wrong, and we should all look for similarities between the presidents of the past and the presidents we are choosing to elect now, so that we can make informed voting decisions. Thank you for your time.